Hello, everyone. Welcome to Brine and Blight. This is our original underwater revolution seafaring campaign using Cypher System. Woo! This is brought to you by TricksyWizard, the daring duo of Trout and Adam here. All of the assets, the art, the wonderful, wonderful character design, all of that is by our lovely duo here. We're going to go ahead and jump into it here in just a moment. We want to give a quick shout out to all of our Patreons. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Because of you, everything that we do, 1-shots, marathons, 3-shots are all possible. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. You can also check out our YouTube if you want to see previous episodes of any of our campaigns, including Brine Blight. And we're going to reintroduce everyone. Yo, I do this like every week for multiple shows and it's hard. Anyway, please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and give us a little reminder of who you're playing. And we'll start off with Kappa.
Hi, everyone. My name is Kappa, also known as... I also do this almost every single week. I always forget. My name is also Christian. That's okay, and also encouraged. You can catch me like a baseball because I'm 23 centimeters tall. The character that I'll be playing today and every week, before and after, until the end of time, is Risubi. Sorry, I made myself laugh.
So good.
This is going super well.
Did we sign an eternal pact? Wait a minute.
The world's first eternal game of Cypher.
Let me clear the rest of my Tuesdays.
Yeah.
I play Risubi, the perceptive warrior who needs no weapon. And we'll see what Risubi's up to. I'll do more plugs later on, but that's me.
Excellent. Thank you. We're going to hop on over to Z.
Hi, I'm Z or Zach. You can find me over on Twitter at ZachDevs. Today I'm playing Calliope, the sharp-eyed adept who fuses mind and machine, and is currently in a bit of a shit show. And we're going to find out what happens.
Yep.
And that's it.
Thank you. We'll hop on over to Jay.
Hello, my name is Jay Justice. You can find me at that Jay Justice, and I am playing Bahari, a creative adept who exists partially out of phase, and the partially is doing a lot of heavy lifting in this session. Oh God!
Very exciting. I'm Stella Luna. Today I'll be playing Berengaria. I am a kind speaker who controls beasts, and I have a friend named Frisbee who's a baby shark. Yeah. Thank you.
There are multiple versions of that song.
It was a very perfunctory do from all of us. It was more like Pavlovian than anything.
It's like the energy levels of the happy birthday song.
Yeah.
I got too many nieces, nephews, and cousins, man. I'm tired of that song.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
We'll throw it on over to TricksyWizard. We'll start with Trout.
Hi, I'm Trout. I'm one half of the team that makes TricksyWizard comics. I married the other half, and he's Adam, and he'll talk to you in a minute. My character is Bunk, a brash sniper who is on the run from the law. And as we learned last time, there's also a little bit more going on there than the cowboy thing, and we'll see if that comes up with the rest of the crew at some point. Currently also in a lot of trouble. I just gave my breather tanks to somebody else who can't breathe underwater, and I don't have an alternative. So we'll see what goes on with that.
Yep.
I just remembered how we ended last session.
About
I
that.
forgot about it
Oh my
literally
God.
right now. Holy shit.
Exciting.
It's going to be great. The fun thing is that my two friends who are with me don't know that happened, so it's going to be fine.
Nobody knows. The audience knows, but we don't.
Dramatic
Adam.
irony.
Adam, you should talk now.
I will talk now. Hi there, I'm Adam. I'm the GM for this campaign, and also the other half of the aforementioned TricksyWizard. They married me. We do. TricksyWizard. We do comics and illustrations and art for tabletop game. A couple of tabletop books and a lot of commissions for people's D&D parties and stuff like that. But primarily, what we've been doing recently and what we're showcasing is our very first Kickstarter that we have put together in conjunction with our good friends at Mage Hand Press. We have made a card game called Witchy Cakes, a towering game of cakes and chaos, a color and shape matching experience where you play competing covens of fanciful witches all trying to build the tallest cakes and outdo each other, and it's a lot of fun. I can officially say I've played the game now. So
Woo!
What a fun thing to tell them with no context. Cool.
We did all the art for it, but have had very few opportunities to play it with full groups of people. But now it's real. It's a real thing, and you can check out the Kickstarter, and it just got funded today. So it's fully funded as of today.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
Amazing.
Thanks so much. Yeah, no, it's really exciting. But
Yeah.
Are
Yes.
we?
Yeah.
Are we feeling aquatic? Is everyone feel? We're feeling very okay. Seafaring.
Oh, I'm so frosty right now. Let's go.
So let's go. Let's absolutely go. Let's dive right in to the next episode of Brine and Blight.
Woo!
So welcome back one and all to Marabas, the grand capital city of the aquatic kingdom of Sonaspar, which has only recently marked its 50th year of occupation at the hands of the terrestrial Valthuran Empire. When last we left our fledgling freedom fighters, they were neck-deep in troubled waters as their inaugural heist, a two-pronged infiltration of both the Marabas network broadcast station and the Rapalia Imperial Penitentiary, found success, but at a perilous cost. Calliope, lacking their intended companion, Bahari, nevertheless braved the capital's broadcast headquarters alone, impersonating a Valthuran officer to talk their way past the Night Watch and into the newsroom's control station. Getting in, however, was just the easy part. Once they had achieved their objective and hijacked the emergency broadcast system to transmit a message of revolution to the whole city, they found themselves targeted by Aggie Ferris, the chief transit and communications officer for the Empire in the city. Now, having only barely fended off a cyber attack on their firmware and with their own protocols threatening to go haywire, they have precious little time to escape before they're staring down the sights of a couple of military-grade security drones. Risubi, Berengaria, and Bunk, for their part, stole away inside the Empire's airlocked dry air prison at the bottom of the sea by disguising themselves as a pair of bounty hunters and their recent capture. Now, once within, their cover was quickly blown, and that did lead to a close-quarter shootout in the security office and a knockout brawl in the Grand Atrium. The prison's then megalomaniacal warden, Dristan Gallus, pulled out all the stops to try and halt their advance. He converted the central support pillar of the towering prison into the Panopticon Tower, a fully automated weapons platform. But he couldn't account for the ingenuity of our trio of heroes, because what followed was a death-defying work of art, as Risubi abandoned his crustacean mech and, in his true form, a squirrel, scaled the inside of the Panopticon Tower, just scaled it from within and sabotaged the machinery as he went by throwing tiny little pearls he borrowed from Berengaria into the mix. From here, he infiltrated the warden's office, manipulated the controls to simultaneously release every single inmate from their pod-like cells, causing a torrent of recycled seawater to flood out along with the prisoners. Meanwhile, Bunk managed to crack a security panel and access the air filtration and life support systems, which they promptly blew up. With over 1,000 freshly freed prisoners making for the exits, and the entire colossal prison collapsing, depressurizing around them, our trio of triumphant saboteurs had precious little time to make good their escape. So, of course, Bunk made a life-threatening play to save one last prisoner from the isolated Supermax wing, throwing every last ounce of their strength into forcing open a buckled vault door they found inside a lone human, a weathered Valthuran officer, no less, who was held behind a fast-failing containment field, a man who referred to Bunk as my prince. And that's where we left off last time. But before we can determine exactly what happens next, we do need to look backwards to the hours before these dual heists began to figure out what exactly happened to our dear friend Bahari. Bahari, we join you in the waning hours before midnight, before the heists began. You have some time ago dispersed from the lonely light, making your way along with your companions to various different positions so as not to be seen taking up your positions for the heist altogether. You need to spread your movements out, less suspicious that way. So you're making your way, as planned, across the city center towards the Maxilla Business District, where there's a rendezvous point that's been set for you and Calliope to mount your long-awaited infiltration of the MNBS headquarters. As you swim through the thinning crowds of the late evening, the bar crowd is settling into their usual haunts. A Sicilian squidfolk mermaid buskin on an old beat-up barnacle-encrusted guitar. The night shift slipstream shuttle buses running 15 minutes late as usual. How is Bahari feeling? Any last-minute jitters?
Bahari is simultaneously extremely apprehensive, but also determined. Like, this is so scary, but I have to do this. This is the most important thing that I've ever done.
You can rest a little bit assured in the knowledge that, at least until something goes horribly wrong, you have access to the sort of earpiece communicators that were supplied by your dear old friend and basically the lovable curmudgeonly aunt of the revolution, Rhoda. So that's something you have access to for the time being. If you needed in an emergency to reach out to anyone within a couple mile radius, basically across, the better part of the city, you would be able to at least get a word out if something went wrong. So we're going to follow you here as you make your way through the city center. Can I just get a general awareness check from you? Can you just make an intellect task roll here, level 5?
Oh, wow.
A little higher than you might be expecting, but there's a lot to take in. So this is going to be a target number of 15.
God. Okay.
Unless you want to make use of any of your resources or skills or anything like that to lower.
So let's make it interesting.
All right.
Okay, so I'm rolling a d20 for this one.
D20, a 15 or higher is a success.
Here goes. I rolled an 8.
On an 8. Okay. Well, Bahari, you get the sudden, uncanny feeling that you're being watched, like tabs are being kept on you, like your movements are somehow being recorded. But the feeling is fleeting, and you chalk it up to nothing more than nerves as you continue. There's nothing else there's nothing to back up that feeling. You don't see anything to kind of set you on edge.
I haven't done anything unusual. I've just my usual routine. Nobody has any reason to follow me. I'm nobody. Everything is fine. Just nervous. It's fine.
You've done an excellent job keeping your head down at work, making sure that you were a model employee at research and development in one of the Coralite labs in the Oasis. Certainly no one could be suspicious of your activities. So you pass outside the heart of downtown. You're nearing now one of the city's 5 major inbound, outbound C-tram tracks, and you can see like a gaggle of little urchin kids that are gathered under like an Ostrakhan, like a crab folk graffiti artist who's like attached themselves to the underside of a train platform in the overpass here, and is just kind of like working upside down on the sprawling like mural of like a great crowned crab wielding a scepter in one claw and holding a key in the other. And then in the stylized Sonaspar script, you can see the artist is adding the words "seek the sideways path." Can I just get another awareness check here as you pass between districts? It's going to be an intellect task. This time it's only level 3, a little easier. Target number is 9 at base.
Okay, that might actually happen. You're kidding me. I rolled an 8 again.
Another 8.
Can I use one of my XP to give a reroll here?
Seriously.
You absolutely can. Anyone at the table can use any of their collected experience points. They can gift 1 point for a reroll for anyone else at the table. So you want to go and try that one more time.
I just want to know how we're narrativizing it. Like, does Bahari think of something Berengaria told you once? Or like, I just want to know. Like,
Yeah. Oh, that's fun. Let's figure that out here.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we kind of have a small flashback to a moment where Berengaria had brought snacks to the Lonely Light and had shared them with Bahari. She had picked them up in the market, and they had a very distinct bubble smell.
There's an aroma. Yeah.
Yeah, an undersea aroma, I guess. And I think in this moment, Bahari just catches a whiff of that smell and happens to turn their head in a direction, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe the right
Good
one,
luck.
yeah.
It smells like those geyser gushers Berengaria brought once. And you steam them right over the hot geyser. Who has that? Now I'm hungry again. I just ate.
Like it's a reroll for you.
don't roll an 8, please.
I'm
If it is,
trying
if
not
it's
to.
another 8, I'm like,
Oh my god, I'll die.
I want it. I want to see an 8.
Oh.
oh,
A 6!
and on a 6.
I'm
All
gonna
right.
get a regular D20. This is ridiculous. I'm getting
Do we
my
need to-
dice.
Okay, yes, no, go get your
I
dice.
can't do this anymore. The computer is sabotaging me. I have to get my actual shiny math rock. Hold on.
No worries.
I need to call Danny about this.
I rolled a 3. I'm cursed.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Well, Bahari, there is a chill in the water tonight, and you can't shake the now constant, just like nagging concern that there's something you don't see that is following you. You feel like you just without knowing it, you are being surveilled for lack of a better term. But again, no proof of that. And I mean, what else are you going to do? You have a rendezvous to keep. So finally, nearing your destination, you pass through into the Maxilla Business District. It's more austere, stark architectures, kind of carving up the seafloor into these strict 90-degree angles, replicating the same meticulously planned city blocks of sterile offices and apartment complexes for those citizens of Marabas who have been absorbed, as it were, into the hollow, clinical, corporate class of the occupation. There's barely any signs of life here during the day. As midnight approaches, it may as well be a ghost town. I need one more awareness check from you here. This one is going to be an intellect task level 1, just level 1. You got to hit a 3 or higher.
Why is it getting easier, Adam?
Because the enemy is like up my behind at this point.
I don't like it.
God. Oh, if I roll a 2, I'm gonna fall over. Oh my god. Okay.
Okay. Oh,
I finally rolled an 11.
An 11. All right.
Yes.
Bahari, you feel the shadow pass over you before you see it. The ambient light from all the office windows is dimming and flickering unnaturally as your own shadow in front of you, cast along the pavement, is blotted out, absorbed. Do you turn to see what is behind you? Do you run? What do you do?
I swim as fast as I can away from the feeling, but it's everywhere all around me, and I don't know what to do. And I can't swim backwards, so I can only swim forwards because I'm a manta ray.
That's right.
Oh my god.
Okay. You quicken your pace. Give me a speed task. This is going to be level 3 to see if you can secure quickly and agilely here sort of a path, kind of break line of sight from whatever it is that may or may not be behind you. Go ahead and give me that roll.
Okay. Is that going to be a D20 or a D6?
It's all D20s. There's only D20 rolls here, so
Just making sure. Ooh, okay. 18.
all right, on an 18.
I am speed.
You are very speedy. I'm gonna say, yeah, you spy a wide enough alleyway on the right-hand side here as you pick up the pace. You know you could sequester yourself in there. You could chart your next move. There would probably be like a big dumpster or something you could kind of like hide behind for a moment. But as you turn, I'm gonna make a small GM intrusion here. So go ahead and take 2 XP.
Why is it 2?
I don't know.
What are you doing to Bahari?
Oh, God.
You wheel around and you're going to swim to safety, but you see down the alleyway in darkness a figure flow, undulating out from the walls of the adjacent building. Its form is hazy and translucent. Its silhouette is rimmed in an alien light. It is phasing. Bahari, this is unquestionably, unmistakably phasing through the walls and into the alleyway in front of you. And you see a monstrously large jellyfish.
No.
Its 4 gracefully undulating arms are the color of rich, dark velvet. Its bell is hazy, and as it swims floating ever closer, it's translucent. You can see inside is suspended. You can just make out the silhouette of a humanoid face, like a theatrical mask carved from ghostly pale coral. Its expression fixed and unmoving. Silently, the creature presents one of its arms, unfurling it toward you like a banner or a scroll, holding it aloft in a gesture not entirely dissimilar from offering one's hand. Can you give me an intellect task?
Okay.
Difficulty 4.
I think I'm going to use some XP on this one.
You can also apply a level of effort to lower the difficulty down to 3 if you spend some points from your intellect pool.
We're going to do that.
Okay. Do you have edge in intellect? I forget.
Let me just make...
I know it's been a minute. Just want to make
Also,
sure.
you're scaring everybody, Adam.
This is terrifying. Oh, my computer, don't freeze on me, please. Don't freeze on me. Oh my god.
Like I'm
Sorry,
here for this.
I mailed the good computer, so I'm on the backup one.
Oh goodness, yeah, no rush or anything like that.
I'm like trying to scroll in the character.
You do have.
Freezing.
I'm 90% sure you have edge in it.
I think
Yeah.
I do too, but I'm like, it won't open. Oh my god, it's open.
Because you probably don't have might.
It's
No,
it's
I definitely
might-
don't. I'm pretty sure it's intellect for the
You have an intellect edge. So if you want to spend, normally it's 3 points for a level of effort, but since you have edge, you take that 1 off. It's only cost 2 points from the pool to apply a level of effort to take this down a level to a level 3 task.
All right, let's do it.
I believe
Target
in
number
you.
is now 9.
Okay. Oh man.
Noise.
Whoa!
On
Noise.
another 18.
18.
Let's go.
Let's
Come
go.
on, Bahari!
Bahari's little discernment antenna are like.
There's a certain kind of intuition that clicks into place in this moment. As you become aware of a certain sort of projection of calm. You're able to intuit that this creature is not hostile to you despite its unnerving appearance. And that in fact, if it has sought you out, it has not done so to do you harm. This may in fact be a friendly gesture it is offering you. Maybe it is asking you to, for lack of a better phrase, take its hand.
Rhoda's gonna kill me. Reaches out.
Rhoda across the seafloor. I feel a disturbance.
Oh my god, the kid's being reckless again. I'm gonna have an ulcer. The moment that you make contact with the phantom jellyfish's arm, the world around you dims. The Maxilla district falls away entirely. The silhouettes of the skyline warp and distend until they look to you like a reflection seen upon the surface of a bubble which then pops, leaving you in utter abyssal darkness. The phantom jellyfish is here with you, but it doesn't move. It doesn't show any sign of hostility. It simply floats peacefully before you, its arms expanding to fill the rapidly growing space around it, and the empty eyes of its mask-like visage regarding you, unblinking. And then a voice echoes from somewhere above, or is it below? Excellent, Stygia. You found her before the fatal knell, before the doomed path was set. Hello, Bahari.
Hello? Hello?
Be not afraid. The phantom jellyfish, which has been referred to as Stygia, kind of like the mask kind of slowly pulses with this turquoise light, which is not dissimilar from the shade of turquoise which glows from the sort of like weapons canisters of like military grade purified coralite. And its arms just kind of slowly unfurl further, and it makes to kind of almost like tentatively take one of them and just try and like pat you on the shoulder a little bit. Like,
thank you.
I apologize for the nature of our meeting, Bahari, but it was necessary. Were you to have continued unabated, your course unchanged, you and those you associate with would surely die.
I mean, all things die, I think, but you mean like sooner rather than later, don't you?
Yes, you catch on quickly, don't you? I sent Stygia to find you. I know you believe in your cause passionately. The risks that you would take for the smallest of gains speak to that. But passion, while a potent fuel, is expended all too quickly. And your cause may be just, but justice is not inevitable. Only Carthalas is inevitable.
What do you mean?
Carthalas? I speak of and for it. I am an outlet for Carthalas's voice. I have forsaken my own. For the truth of Carthalas cannot be silenced. Its coming cannot be averted, only delayed or hastened. Its nature is pure and unalterable. Only its face might be changed, swayed by the actions of mortals. Presently, those who dwell upon the land, those grasping, clawing creatures for whom domination is preferable to understanding, they rule over the destiny of the sea. And by sapping the reefs of Sonaspar, draining the ocean's heart, and burning its heart's blood in their machines of war, they alter even now the face of Carthalas, so that when it comes, as it surely shall, it will be in the form of the Destroyer, the final death. This cannot be allowed to come to pass.
Well, we agree on that.
Of course we do. And you do not need to believe in Carthalas, Bahari. I can sense trepidation, but it does not require your belief. I speak not for your conversion, but for your salvation. For the salvation of all of Sonaspar. It is my solemn wish that you will find in me friendship, or, if not friendship, counsel.
I'm a fan of both of those concepts. This is a lot.
I know. I am sorry that when Stygia found you, they did so in a manner unnerving.
Maybe you could send a note next time?
I have. You have by now, I am sure, received communications from an anonymous source.
Oh.
Someone with expertise on matters regarding the blight that is affecting the reefs.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
Yes, communications about that truth which the Empire would obfuscate. That their coveted corallite is neither infinite, nor can it be replenished once it is depleted.
I think they know that and they just don't care.
Whether or not they know it, their actions alone condemn them. The one who has sent you these notes is my associate, another friend of Sonaspar, another who would turn the face of Carthalas to kindness. His identity has been, so far, obscured from you, for his safety and for yours. But the time has come for you to meet. For only together can your separate goals be obtained.
Okay.
You wish to douse the torch, correct?
Yes.
Then seek Milo Finnerty. You will find him at the Anubias Gardens in Lapet's district. He won't know your name or your face, but he too knows my voice. He can be trusted, and he has information vital to your cause.
Thank you. This was really weird.
These are strange times. I must admit I had not expected to swim in such bright waters. Not in my lifetime.
Is that a compliment?
No, but this is. Not everyone is fit to bear the standard of the salvation of Sonaspar. You have been blessed with great gifts. I do not know if you understand them yet.
That's what my grandma always said.
But yours will be an important destiny. Now, I will not send you off blindly fumbling without giving you an opportunity to ask of me what you might need.
Oh, I don't even know where to start. What about our path was going to lead to not good things? What were we doing wrong?
You are acting with very few numbers, and you are drawing a lot of ire. You are making yourselves targets before you have a clear plan.
Feel that. I'll have to talk to some folks about that.
You will need to make connections. You will need resources. You will need access. I offer you a first step, a beginning.
I don't know if they're gonna believe me. This was
Is there anything else you wish to know of me?
how did I get here? Where is here? What is all of this?
You are exactly where we left you. Unless you would prefer to be elsewhere.
Oh, my location hasn't changed, just my perception.
You do catch on quick, Bahari.
Can you make anyone's perception shift, or is it something about me?
I have not tested the limits of my own abilities since coming to these bright waters. However, we sought you out, Stygia and I, because we knew that your gifts were complementary to our own.
Okay. Stygia, how do you communicate? Do you use Sonic or?
Stygia, the mask and the tips of its paddle-like arms kind of glow with that same bright turquoise light and these slow undulating patterns. Almost, it's like a bioluminescence. Yes.
Oh, it's a pattern. Well, I hope that one day I can learn how to talk back.
Stygia is learned in a great many tongues, although it does lack one.
All right, so I have to meet my contact and get more information, and we have to think before we act and not take such brash risks that are going to lead to us being exposed before we're ready. That's the gist of it.
That is, as you say, the gist of it. I shall be in contact again, although I doubt by the same means.
Oh, so I have something new and inexplicable to look forward to.
The only constant in the sea is change. I speak to the inevitability of Karthalas. Until we meet again, Bahari.
Until we meet again.
Stygia slowly swims away from you, never breaking the sort of eyeless eye contact with you. It's the mask trained on you, and it fades into darkness. And you slowly come back to your physical self. And you are in the middle of the street, actually. Can you give me a speed task? This is going to be difficulty 3.
Yes.
Oh my god.
I did not trust this jellyfish.
It wasn't Stygia's fault. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. 14.
Okay. Oh, heck yeah. All right, that's a success. described to me here as there's oncoming traffic as you're in one of the slipstream express lanes that the different like, taxis and shuttle buses.
Swim.
You're just like an aileron roll.
Yep.
Just flip fin over fin.
Oh no.
Flat pancake. Flat sea pancake.
Like as two cars pass, you flatten between them.
Yep. Extremely flat. Oh my god.
Yeah, no, very. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you manage to kind of tuck and roll back onto this on the street. Give me an intellect roll, difficulty 3, one more time to see if you can get a sense of your surroundings, where you are in the city, and if there's anything of import around you.
Oh boy. Okay. 4.
And we are going to pan away
Oh
as Bahari just looks
no.
around completely flabbergasted.
Where am I? Oh god.
no! Did Bahari find the gushers at least?
No. And
Oh.
I'm still hungry. Oh my god.
Calliope.
Oh crap! Yes.
Your vision is corrupted. There's visual artifacting, feed interruptions, system alert messages, static, all cluttering your visual range. The intermittent filter of crimson over your vision as your good eye flickers rapidly between blue and red. You remember everything. You know exactly what you just did, and your tactical calculations give you an estimated 7 minutes and 13 seconds before the nearest Valthuran response team will be on site to recover VNO 5822.
Oh boy. Am I in the room right now with the security drones?
Oh, thank you for reminding me.
Oh crap!
In that same moment, the lift doors through the lift to the Maravas Tonight soundstage unseal with like a shh, and they begin sliding open, revealing the 2 UMA-13 Stingray drones, which you had previously alluded. That is correct. Yeah, they begin actually fanning out to flank your position. Can I get an initiative roll from you real quick? It's going to be a speed task, difficulty 3.
Yeah, of course. Of course. I would love to.
You can do it, Z. Bamboozle them.
369. I just gotta beat 9.
Just got to beat 9.
I don't
You're
even
gonna roll a
need
20.
effort.
It's
I don't
gonna be
even
No,
need
you don't
effort.
have, yeah. Why do you need effort?
12. Come on.
12. Hey, success. Okay, you get the first move here as these 2 drones fan out from the lift doors and begin kind of spreading around to try and triangulate your position.
So I do not have a straight shot to the door right now, I'm guessing.
You actually do have a straight shot to the door. It is a revolving door, so you would have to like slowly push your way out. And yeah, I would say you could definitely, with your turn, you could move there and be like, have at least one pane of glass from the door between you and the drones if you wanted to devote your move to that.
Okay. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Mhm.
So you kick your leg jet's propellers into overdrive here and just kind of careen into the door and start pushing it with all your might as it slowly turns on its circular hinge. And you effectively are behind a couple of layers of cover here. As these 2 are going to move into the central chamber.
Cool.
And one of the Stingray drones is going to actually one of them is going to very quickly approach the same computer terminal that you had accessed when you were experienced that cyber attack remotely from Aggie Ferris, and is going to begin basically like taking an immediate sort of like all of the data logs. It's going to basically do a full survey of everything, every sort of transaction of data that's taken place there. The other one is going to arm a Stinger missile, a short-range crowd control device.
What?
Don't do it.
Okay.
And it is going to. You can hear it even through the panes of glass as you're in the middle of this rotating revolving door. As the thing kicks up, and there's like all these small turquoise lights that light up along the sort of circumference of the missile, and this whirring noise as its power kind of takes, like it kind of powers up to launch velocity, and it just fires off and splits directly before it impacts the door into basically about half a dozen smaller projectiles, which arc out, and then like a pair of jaws coming back together, shatter into the panes of glass of the revolving door with a cluster of needle-like coralite shards on impact. This, however, is not going to deal direct damage to you. It is merely going to shatter basically every single one of the panes of glass behind you that was kind of like giving you any kind of cover. And it begins closing the distance as the other one has successfully taken all the security logs and knows everything that it needs to know about the target. And the two of them are now homing in on you again. What do you do?
Okay, that's fine. I have a find the flaw feature. Do I see any straightforward weaknesses on them?
Oh, fun. Okay. This is going to be an intellect task. Their base difficulty is 3, but since you have this skill, it goes down to 2. So target number 6 to find any straightforward weaknesses or flaws in their design.
Okay. For some reason, roll 20 just restarted. Let's see. So difficulty.
Difficulty 2 for you
Difficulty 2. Okay.
We are sending good vibes to our Roll20 patron, Danny.
Yes.
Or
Danny, please.
big number.
Danny?
Danny.
Danny, please.
Big numbers, no whammies. All right, what we got?
Oh.
What up? It's not loading yet for me. I don't know.
Oh, it was
It's
So on a
red
natural
number.
one, I get a free GM intrusion.
Yeah, you do.
So not only
Makes
are
sense.
you through the haze, through the haze of just like falling shattered glass and just like the glare of the coralite detonation, you are not only unable to pinpoint any weaknesses in their design as they approach, you are somewhat stunned as though by a flashbang here. You basically use your turn to fail to do this, as the two of them are able now to, on their turn, close the gap and get within basically a flanking melee range of you.
Danny, I just want to say that we played a game together on this channel, and I really expected a higher number.
I just want you to know I don't take betrayal lightly.
I don't. Very sad. That's fine.
So-
This is cool. Can I do?
Bob.
Oh, that was my turn, like completely, right?
That was your turn. Yeah, the GM intrusion was your turn.
cool.
So they are going to use their turn to, close the immediate gap, and following their protocol to seek and destroy mobile targets, or at the very least, in your case, disable. They are going to attempt to. Each of them has basically like almost like a tuning fork, looking that are similar to a ray's sort of like antennae-like fins, and those become they flip into a sort of like a rigid position, and each of them you can see like taser-like there's an electrical charge connecting them, and they're both going to try and basically hit you in that manner. So I'm going to need you to give me a speed defense roll or might defense roll if you want to see if you can just tank it. Speed or might, as they both are kind of trying to close in and hit you with these electrically charged prongs.
What's the difficulty?
It is, let's see here, difficulty 3. And it's going to be 2 separate defense rolls.
I'm going to use effort, which will...
Effort. On the first one?
On the first one.
Okay. So difficulty 2, speed defense.
Using speed. I'm actually going to use... I failed.
You failed? Okay,
Yeah. I'm going to use one of my XP and re-roll that.
Okay, yes. Go ahead and just chew up that XP. Go ahead and give me a reroll real quick.
XP.
I was about to give you one of mine, but then I remembered you had 10. So
I do have 10. I'm good.
There's so many of them.
That's a lot, yeah.
Does it difficult? Do I still have
when
to
you
do
reroll
effort again?
I don't know if this is official or if it's one of like a house roll I'm doing, but the way I do it is if you use an XP to reroll a roll, you reapply effort if you already did at no additional cost. You take the same roll with all the same modifiers and just do it one more time.
Okay, so I'll just throw it.
So yep.
Yeah, pretty much. 52.
So 6 will do it. And that's a 7. Okay, yes. So that's a success on the one.
Oh.
Go ahead and give it. Now the other one is still base difficulty 3
right, there's another one. Okay, cool. Yep. But this one is going to be my nat 20 of the day.
Obviously.
Oh, yeah.
This one's my nat 20 of the day.
This is the one.
Z activating the special attack.
Difficulty 3.
Uh-huh.
No effort, no needed. Okay.
Oh.
Okay. All right. Okay.
No.
So
wait. I wanna use one of my XP here.
okay, everyone is so invested in you getting out of here alive. So go ahead and re-roll that one more time. Still 9 or higher on the target number.
And I would love to flavor this XP spending here with a moment where Calliope was basically dodging Frisbee outside of the lonely light when Frisbee was playing with you a little too roughly.
Yep.
Yeah, I love that. Thank you so much.
Good.
God.
You're welcome.
Come on now.
Okay.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Difficulty 3.
Mm-hmm.
Difficulty 3.
I don't have effort really to.
You.
Right on the money. Oh my
With
god.
a 9.
I owe my life.
On a 9.
Stressed out.
Okay. Describe it for me. How do you exactly evade both of these as they come in with like a pincer prong attack to try and electrocute you from 2 angles?
Remembering playing with Frisbee outside the lonely light, there was probably a moment where Frisbee like bit into Calliope's arm just a little bit because Frisbee's a good boy, and
Very good boy.
Frisbee's growing a little bit, slowly every day, and Calliope isn't usually used to there being such big teeth Frisbee has. So another one comes and Calliope rolls out of the way, like, I guess underwater. It does like a cool twist in the water with the propellers.
Yeah. Little corkscrew spin. Yeah.
It's like no. This happens again, but having just been stunned by the glass and with their visuals on the fritz, Calliope thinks for a moment, ties a bandage around their eyes, and then switches to the camera, to the hall camera.
Ooh.
Oh, that's so cool. Yes. You're hooked into the system. Yeah. You now have a higher third person angle, and you are watching this combat take place as though disembodied. That's so cool.
And spins right out of the pincer move and is like, bad boys, bad.
Ooh, fantastic. Okay. You evade all damage for the round. But they are hounding you. They are relentless, and they clearly are meant to pursue targets. So what's your next move?
I'm not backed up against the wall, am I? I am...
No, if you were to use your turn to move further, you could basically put yourself like a good 20 to 30 feet out that front door out onto the street.
And right into the arms of the Valthuran soldiers. Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna you did project basically that if there was going to be a response from like an official response from a military squad, it would take about 7 minutes. So you might be able to thread the needle, but you wouldn't have a lot of wiggle room.
Seeing that there are death bots at CNN for some reason, and and there are Valthuran soldiers on the way. Oh shit. I think I have to get Rascal out.
Oh, wait. Are you gonna go back in?
Ugh. There would be more benefits to going inside, I think.
So what's the move?
Did I take who was my old friend who I told to GTFO?
Tramar?
Tramar. Did I take
Yeah.
Tramar's keycard?
Yes, you did. I believe you took it from him and then you sent him off to the Barnacle Bar.
Yes. These are the same drones that were chasing me earlier upstairs, right?
Yes, as far as you know, these are the only 2 drones of this like level of like armament in the building. But they do look swift and agile, and they're clearly well armed.
Oh shit. Okay. I have a potty mouth today. Do I? Hey, gang.
Yeah, what's up?
Save Rascal or no? Or save myself?
Ooh.
Ooh, I
This
think
is tough.
a call that
That's-
only you can make.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Babes, that's the crux of your programming. You figure that out.
I don't know. What do the 3 laws say?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Clappy's gonna do it. Having dodged these drones, do I have a way? Do I have a straight shot to the elevator, or do I have to?
So
for that?
currently, and if you were to check on your
Oh yeah.
Roll20 screen, you can see
Mhm.
like you would need basically to swim up to the raised platform on the left-hand side of this entryway in the sort of reception area, and then you'd have to summon the elevator, which is still there. In fact, not enough time has passed. The doors have just closed again. So if you were to make that, you could, if you made a speed roll, a speed task equivalent to the difficulty of the targets you're trying to evade, then you could make it to the elevator in 1 turn, but it would be everything that you do. I will remind you that from this reception area you're in, it's a very, very tall, high ceiling location. And at the very top, there is what looks like a reinforced glass, like skylight roof as well. In
Right.
fact, go ahead and give me like a quick sort of perception adjacent kind of task here. It's also just going to be difficulty 3 to see if you can keep your wits about you while you're being hounded by these things. But I'd like to see if you notice something real quick. So intellect level 3.
Intellect level 3.
Hmm?
No effort.
And
Hey,
on a
yeah.
16,
There you go.
you can see just as you look up, there is like what kind of tips you off is you see what looks like a light swooping past along the floor, and you look up and you can see that was from a passing spotlight overhead of what looks like a medium to large size Valthuran submersible vehicle.
Okie dokie. Oh,
So
I have to find a different way to save Rascal because it can't be now. I have to get out. But Rascal is going to be at the back of Calliope's mind for
okay,
a while.
Ever.
Forever.
Oh no.
Because we're playing this game for eternity, so you will
Yeah,
have
it
to think
is
about
gonna
this
be-
person.
Right, till the end of
Yes.
time.
the
I'm
first
gonna-
and only eternal Cypher System podcast.
I'm going to run out. I'm going to run out and immediately get on the radio and start calling. Hello, can anyone hear me right now?
That's interesting and a great
Ooh.
place for us to
Ooh.
shift
Oh my
perspectives.
god.
as you book it, jets at full capacity. You are trying to put as much distance out the door between you and these drones as possible. And as soon as you let loose with, on all analog channels to see if you can get in contact with your companions, we're going to go ahead and switch back over to the Rapalia Imperial Penitentiary, where Risubi and Berengaria,
Is this place falling apart? Is that what's going on?
We broke the skyscraper.
Yeah. Berengaria, Risubi, you two have reconvened in the main concourse, that sort of like narrow passageway from the airlock to the main atrium. So you are right next to basically the door to the security office. And the atrium is already flooded basically a dozen feet deep with the expelled seawater from all of the unlocked cell pods. And judging from the horrible lurching, echoing, groaning sound going through the walls and up through the floor, there isn't much time left before this whole place comes down. I mean, like, it's going to buckle and give way to just implosion under the incalculable pressure of the seafloor. All around you, you have prisoners that have been, you sprung them from their pods. They're making their own sort of desperate bids at escape, crashing like waves towards the airlock doors. Risubi, it's up to you. You could have very easily be back in your mech or just be like on its shoulder. You whichever form you want to take, you're there. Berengaria, you're there. Bunk is not there.
Yeah, I think I'm on the desk in front of Berengaria as the water level is rapidly rising, and I will jump up onto Berengaria's shoulder.
Oh. What should we do? I thought that Bunk was with you.
Bunk is not with me. I make no observations of where Bunk is.
What should we do? We have to get them out. We have to all get out.
I will put my little squirrel paw to my squirrel ear, and I'll go, Bunk, where are you?
Real quick, from Berengaria, can I get an intellect task level 2, just a general alertness check so you can kind of like get a sense of reading the situation? And then can I get an intellect task mechanical related, like mechanical processing from Risubi to see if you can basically amplify your signal through the chaos to be heard?
Okay.
And that's going to also be difficulty 2.
Difficulty 2.
Okay.
All right. Just gonna make this a straight roll, not spending any effort. 17.
I will use
So hold on.
effort.
17. Ooh, fantastic.
So that will be a 15.
15. Okay. First, let's resolve how you're reading this kind of pretty bad situation here, Berengaria. There is no sign of Bunk in the causeway, in the airlock gate, or in the security station, meaning that they must be somewhere deeper in the structure. And I'm going to go ahead and do a bit of a GM intrusion here.
Sweet.
Okay.
I'm going to give 2 XP to you, Berengaria. You can give 1 to someone else and rope them into this situation. To make matters worse, Berengaria, the main airlock appears to be jammed. There is, without an emergency override or any kind of release hatch, no one is going to get out of here through that intended exit. And the more people who crowd up the airlock, the more, like previously imprisoned people who swim on in here as the water levels rise, the harder it's going to be to work to find a solution, especially if they figure out it's jammed and it causes a further panic. So...
Risubi, look, the airlock. I don't think that we're going to be able to get out of there. Oh no, everyone's going to panic. It's just going to get worse.
This is trouble. And then I'll hit the little data pad on my arm and say, the lines have been clear. I've created a direct channel between you and Bunk that should take care of all the airwaves. I will take care of the airlock, and I will jump from Berengaria's shoulder into the chest as the water level's starting to rise up, and then it'll close. And as I resume the mantis shrimp.
Yes. take the form of.
Form
Fantastic.
of mantis shrimp.
Like all the joints locking back into place as it comes out of sleep mode. Like a little flickering in the eyes as the power goes out, back from into like a power restore setting.
Yes.
Berengaria, do you leave Berengaria your little wrist computer?
Oh.
Or did you just boost the sort of signal for everyone in the area?
Yes, that's what. So basically, that's what I'm gonna go with, like, because it's like one of the special roles, I guess. Instead of the +1 damage that Roll20 is telling me I get, it's just
you get a minor effect,
just a small minor effect to help boost the signal between Berengaria and Bunk.
Love that. So Berengaria, you have been told basically now that you have the ability through your sort of earpiece communicators to directly contact Bunk wherever they are in this complex. So
Bunk.
You can hear that loud and clear. However, you are now like careening forward, trying to like half swim, half like just tumbling as the water level is rising higher and higher as you're going through the sort of concourse from the Supermax wing back to the main atrium. You're on the opposite side here. You've got Captain K. Pollux in tow. He has your rebreather mask on.
My primary effort is trying to get Captain Pollux out as well. So I'm pushing him as much as I can to try and get him out first.
Okay. You're both running on adrenaline right now. You do hear Berengaria's voice come through calling after you.
I remove my earpiece and I pass it to Captain K. Pollux.
Who?
Because I cannot answer you.
And you notice in this moment as you hand this off to him and you make like brief eye contact, there's like this momentary pause as he recognizes just how much you are sacrificing in this moment and how much danger you are in. And his eyes,
I give him a very familiar, like one of these.
And he puts the earpiece in, and Berengaria, you hear coming in loud and clear, a completely different voice.
This is Captain K. Pollux.
Where's Bunk?
Bunk is with me.
Okay.
We are making good our escape. Where are you?
Okay. I'll just trust this stranger's voice. We are by the airlock. We're at the security office.
Watch out!
And really quick, there's a quick GM intrusion on you, Bunk. One of the support columns is collapsing directly in front of you. I need you to give me a speed defense roll, difficulty 4.
Speed defense, difficulty 4, automatically reduced to 3 because that's how my character's built, and I'll expend effort to reduce that another to 2 if you don't mind.
Okay, go for it.
That's a 12 to beat difficulty 2, I believe.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
So
I literally run along the thing that's like trying to crush me and kick myself out of the way.
yeah, this thing collapses and you just hop up on top of it and just like run/grind down the rail.
I'm Sonic the Hedgehog, baby.
Yeah, and you resume your half swim, half sprint.
My apologies. This whole place is coming apart.
Oh, have we?
Oh no, we're good. I think we're okay.
We have Sela. Okay,
Sela, you okay?
Head to the security office, please. Everything's about to implode.
I can see that, yes. Get out now if you can. We will meet you outside.
I grab Captain Pollux because I heard him say that. Like, I'm just doing this, like, and then like pointing at the earpiece, like, Berengaria, get me.
Yes, and if by any chance there are additional breathing apparatuses inside the security office, please set one aside. I'm afraid Bunk is unable to.
Oh,
they need it.
Okay, that makes sense. That's something that Bunk might need.
And
all right.
So calm.
Hang up.
That's fine.
Yeah. Berengaria, how are you holding up right now? Like, this is a bit of a high stakes situation.
Yeah. Berengaria just takes in a deep breath, She tries to calm and steel herself. She has definitely been in terrifying situations before. Nothing like this, even remotely. But I mean, it's all relative, you know. You try to help, you know, a rampaging shark give birth. You know, you kind of have been through everything. So in the security office, she's going to rummage around and see if there's a locker, if she can find any rebreather.
That's fun. Go ahead and give me an intellect task. This is going to be roll difficulty 2 to see if you can locate a functional rebreather.
Mm-hmm.
A second one, right? Didn't you give the first one to Philip or whatever his name was?
There was one on the desk, and I gave it to them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Meanwhile,
Philip.
Philip Samuels, who you saved his life. You spared him. He got out before the implosion of the complex dealt enough damage to lodge the airlock into a closed position, so not sure he'd be able to help. But
as I look around, I will use an edge here.
Okay, you mean effort?
Yes, effort.
Okay, yeah, no, you already have an edge, of course. Then, yeah, go and make that roll. Risubi, too. I do want to hear what your plan is to try and figure out the jammed airlock situation.
It's pretty simple. I'm like shoving people out of the way, you know, just going, this is direct command, move. And as I'm at the airlock, I'm just
you're just gonna try and like force it like with sheer force. Okay. This is going to be an extremely strenuous activity.
Yes.
There is going to be an initial might cost to even attempt this, because you know you're going to have to throw everything you've got into it.
Because this is the one that I broke, right? There was like a keypad or something. I broke it so that they couldn't get through.
That's true.
This is that
you
one?
Did, yeah, that's true.
Okay. That's why.
You did break a lot of the door controls inside the security office.
Yeah, that's why I'm trying to smack it open.
Okay, maybe Bahari's scary voice friend had a point about how we plan heists.
Oh, absolutely.
Maybe the phantom voice was right about us. So there's going to be an initial cost of 3 might minus edge.
Okay.
To even attempt this, and it is going to be a difficulty 5 task to break this door open.
Okay, so you said initial cost of 3 might minus edge, so I have 1 edge in might, so that's 2.
Costs 2 to even attempt this, and then it is a difficulty 5 might task. And I do want, before we get into the numbers on this one, Berengaria, how did the sort of investigation go?
I rolled a 12, so I beat it.
Okay, fantastic. You can see that there is a supply locker here, but it is pretty sparse. And in fact, there are no additional extra breathing apparatuses or oxygen tanks in here, but there is one in the room. And it is attached to the belt of the other security officer that Bunk earlier straight up shot in the face. So
oh dear.
Oh, sorry.
Oh man, they hate us.
I mean, he's not going to be using it.
You get it.
So you can absolutely take it, and it is available. Meanwhile, Risubi, how did this go?
Okay, so I'm going to like obviously anytime I punch something, I'm always going to be aiming for the weakest part. So I'm using my eye for detail skill.
Absolutely, yeah. It's going to lower it to a difficulty 4.
Are there other people there trying to get out? And do they have like I don't know pieces of scrap to that they could use as tools?
Oh, that's fun. There are a number of people around here. There is, in fact, there are a couple of faces that you recognize from your time fighting in Vin Marinthos' fighting pit. A couple of people might have got caught on like gambling on prize fighting. There's one moray eel style, sort of like merfolk, who does have sort of a ripped off just chunk of sort of just like reinforced plastic and metal from their pod, when clearly like it didn't open quite all the way and they had to like force it open, and like one of the sort of rebars just broke off of it. So they have that. Yeah, I'm just going to say it. Your good dear friend / previous opponent, the Scarlet Scissor, the sort of lobster-esque crustacean folk is among the crowd as well, and you definitely could like make meaningful eye contact in that moment if you wanted to.
So I will do my best to lead by example here and be targeting one specific area as I'm punching here, and hopefully they'll follow along. That's what I'm doing.
Okay. Fantastic. So I'm going to say that you counts as an asset.
Okay.
So that'll lower it further to difficulty 3. So
3.
between your eye for detail and the people helping you out here, you paid the initial cost of 2 might from your pool. Go ahead and make the roll. Target number 9.
Can I? You said I already spent an effort just to attempt it. Can I do it again for the roll itself?
So it's actually, mechanically speaking, just kind of like rules issue. It is not effort spending to do it. Their initial cost is different from expending effort. You can also do that and spend it further.
I will continue. I will continue this line of thought, just so that we don't all drown.
As you like
Gotcha.
lose might points here. Oh my god.
I
I'm just
rolled a
imagining
1.
you just losing bits every time you punch.
I'm gonna step in here with.
I have XP. I'm fine.
Are you sure?
I got XP.
Oh
but
yeah, on
it's
that
more
one that was about to
fun
get.
if there's like we can weave in like
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, if we want to weave in some RP, I feel like I have a lot of XP and I want to spend it.
You should. Yeah. Then it can just be a really cool narrative reason how you dug
Let's
deep.
do that.
And
How about this? We'll trade XP. You spend one of yours, and I'll give you one of mine.
That's fine. Maybe let's narratively rope Bunk into this, but we're expending effectively one of the Rasubi XP. So how does Bunk get involved?
I think it's definitely a memory back to the first time we did crime together when you were punching open the door in reactor beta to help people escape the explosions. You straight up punched a hole through the reactor entrance to let us get inside, and applying that same theory here, because Valthuran architecture is quite samey. I think you were able to find a weak spot and try again.
Understood. Okay. I like, Stella, what you were saying, that little bits and pieces of the fists fly off, with each punch. And so that will signify like the first initial failure. So I'll continue with this. So might, it is down to, what was it before? It was
difficulty 5. Then you
down
applied
4, down, and then get an ally.
3 and down to So you had asset from allies, you had skill from eye for detail, and then you applied effort as well, which brought it down from 5 to 2 in total. So target number is only 6 here if you can do it.
14.
And on a 14. So like the first initial volley, you're just like throwing these just like straight jabs, and there's pieces of just like you can feel like denting in the sort of chrome of the fist, and there's like flakes of paint flying off, and then you center yourself, and I'm saying like Metroid Prime scan visor style, like a new sort of like filter kind of goes over Squirrel Rasubi's little scouter, and you recognize, you kind of like do a sort of detail analysis on the material makeup, and you remember specifically what you did back at Reactor Beta, and describe what this looks like as you do puncture right on through.
Okay, it's that, and then as I take a step back, I yell, I not yell, but like exclaim to everyone who's helping, directive, aim for that spot, and I'll point at it, and then when they all punch, I'll follow up with my own straight jab and follow through, breaking the door open.
Then this sort of like just secondary like percussion ruptures the airlock door, and immediately you and like the couple of people that you had recruited to help you out, as the water begins rushing in through the opposite end of the airlock, I need you to give me a might defense roll here to see if you can withstand damage here as the door buckles and implodes inward. And this is half to defend yourself from damage and half to see if you can brace yourself against the door to keep it from collapsing in on other prisoners.
Oh, that's so good. Okay, cool. What difficulty is this? I imagine it's a lot.
It is the same difficulty as the base difficulty, so it's difficulty 5. This is a level 5 vault door, effectively. So
I think I don't like the most I can do here is apply effort. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't think
Okay.
I don't think any of my other skills will apply to this. So I'm just going to apply 1 level of effort.
Okay.
You got it. Come on now.
Okay. Level 4, target number 12.
11?
Oh!
11. Oh,
Oh my gosh.
that's okay. That's okay. We
Okay.
got this far. We got this far. I got plenty of points in my pools. How much damage do I take? Adam, go.
All right. You take 6 points of damage to your might pool as the door,
Oh.
like the door is like where you punctured it. It's
Mhm.
like razor sharp, and the water just rushing in, kind of forces the metal, like rends it back inward. So it's like this sort of spiked hammer blow right into your pauldron, as the door embeds itself, and you manage to hold strong.
Mhm.
But this big sort of airlock door is now like you'd have to expend a little bit of like work to try and work this
Mhm.
off of your chassis.
Mhm.
But the water rushes in and like buffets everyone in the causeway back about 20 feet. But as you know, like, and this does accelerate the collapse of the main tower and the atrium. But there's a clear, wide exit available to everybody right now. So everyone starts just rushing
think-
out after a moment's pause.
Yeah, I think the door embeds itself into sort of like the arm and the chest area, and
Mhm.
all of like inside of the mech, it starts to leak a little bit. A visor comes down over
Yeah.
over the squirrel's suit, and all of the movement functions are no longer operational, but I can still speak. And so it's just the mantis shrimp kneeling in front of this doorway, unable to move, and just yells out to everyone around, "Go, leave. This is a directive."
Bunk. I need a might defense roll.
I blew
Difficulty 3.
so much of my might. Okay.
As you have long since had to take your last big gasp of air and just commit to swimming the rest of the distance. Like looking up as you go, kind of holding your hat down as you pass out into the atrium, you can see that like the glass is just, there's these cracks working their way up through the glass, and like all of these broken open pods are just like swaying back and forth as the top where the office of the warden was at the very top there begins kind of like crumpling inwards, and it's threatening to just topple down and just like crush like a soda can. And you like basically, how are you holding up? How are your lungs holding up here as you move?
All right. My current pool is at 5. I will expend effort to take that down to 2 to try and survive this.
Okay. So target number 6.
Come on, Bunk.
I believe in you.
16.
There we go. On a 16. Not only are you able to just keep moving at pace, you don't even feel it yet. The adrenaline is like you don't feel like the burning in your muscles. You don't feel like the pressure in your lungs yet. You know that you're going to need an out soon, but it isn't like like affecting your judgment at all.
Can I just like grab like a piece of one of like the life support like ventilation tubes that have imploded, like something that's jetting, and just take a big old in on like one of those
Yeah, you
loose
can.
tubs and then keep going. Yeah.
That's so good. Absolutely, you can.
It's so bad.
Berengaria, you can see Bunk just careening, riding the current towards you, and behind them, you can see Captain Pollux, who, even though he has been, the subject of intense solitary confinement for gods know how long, he is like barreling forward with just fire in his eyes, these crimson eyes with these sort of like flecks of gold in them. And he's got like the breather on here, and he's like ready, basically like watching Bunk and like ready to intercept and like take them up if needed to like get them where they need to go. What do you do as they approach?
Berengaria has had this moment of hesitation, realizing that there is a breather here, but it's attached to someone that's no longer living. She hesitates and even freezes up here as she's staring. And as the crashing noise, the crunching of the door jostles her from this fixation, she quickly reaches down, turns away, and sees Bunk and Captain Pollux. Bunk! She begins to quickly swim over towards you and holds out the breather. Remember to exhale first.
If this is all right with you, I take it, but I take up a bit of your hand too and squeeze it to thank you because I know how hard that was. And I remember to exhale first as I put on the rebreather.
Berengaria kind of like blinks at you and deliberately turns her face away. Not really able to meet your gaze. I think that Rasubi's made a way out over here.
And with the rush of people, again, it's like throngs of people. There were over 1,000 prisoners in here, and they're all filtering out as fast as possible. And is like the atrium's starting to crash down. There are entire racks of these pods that are just collapsing into each other like dominoes. How do all three, now 4 of you with Captain Pollux, how do you get out? What does this appear like?
Definitely trying to do my best to make sure everyone else gets out first, if I can.
Like Bunk at the door, just like, go, go, go.
Yeah, absolutely. Trying to make sure Berengaria and Captain Pollux get out. Rasubi, are you movable if I say kick you very hard?
I maybe sure. I'm in the mech suit trying to reset all the systems so that I can at least get a little movement in. But
do you have recovery dice?
I do. I do. So here's the thing. My might pool hit 0. And so that's that this is how narratively it's manifesting in my head.
Can I try something?
Oh, absolutely.
Berengaria, seeing that the door is like more or less like wedged onto your arm, will reach for her arch whalebone staff and try to push it in between and push down on it to lever it out away, or at least create some wiggle room so maybe you can do something here.
Can we say Pollux and I see you're creating a fulcrum and try and help add our might to this to help you move it? Because we don't want to leave Rasubi behind.
I love that. So this is going to be a level 5 might task from Berengaria. However, you do have assets from people helping you here, and the use of the staff as a fulcrum is also going to count as an asset. So that's 2. It's going to take it down to a difficulty 3, 9 or higher might task.
Okay.
Yes.
So difficulty 3, I will use effort here. I don't have edge, so that's going to be 3 points.
Okay.
That's a 19.
Natural 19. Oh, okay. Yes. You succeed. You succeed with a flourish. Tell me a minor way in which you put yourself in an advantageous position on top of success.
Oh, I think we're the last ones out. So the way that our combined effort, we managed to lever the door away, and it falls in such a way that it creates a half-made barrier behind us.
Oh, like
so
a bulwark, yeah.
Yeah, like a bulwark. So if anyone pursues us in our escape, it might hold them back or delay them at least a little bit.
Okay, that's fantastic.
Amazing.
In fact, it also serves almost like a sort of an emergency bulkhead that is going to maintain the structural integrity of the escape airlock, like vaulted ceiling there, enough time for you to get out. Whereas you can see, like, even one glance back as you all go, you can see the like rapidly collapsing tower behind you. This being wedged where it is keeps the ceiling over your heads long enough for you all to get out. And with that, we are going to go on a bit of a break here, as the 3 of you plus your new arrival, Captain Pollux, are among this sort of mass of recently escaped prisoners now, and we're going to see what happens next when we come back.
Woo! Please join us in doing some stretching, grabbing some water, maybe a little snack, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes. We're back,
Your
everybody.
hamstrings, stretch
Bye-bye.
those. That's really important.
Yes. Do it.
And welcome back, everyone, to Brine and Blight. We're all back here. Now, Jay did have to kind of just duck out here for just the tail end of the session here. But we're absolutely going to just jump back in with her in the full group next week. But again, as for what we have to handle right this instant, I believe an entire seafloor prison complex just collapsed like a tin can. So let's go ahead and jump right back into that situation. Because Risubi, Berengaria, Bunk, and Captain K. Pollux, the four of you have just, in various states of injury and disrepair, collapsed back out among the throngs of over 1,400 recently released prisoners, flooding the streets here of the Rapalia Industrial District. It is, at this point, it's been over an hour since since you first kind of strode up in your tiger stripe costumes. So 1 a.m., the darkness of the district here, only really offset by just the percussive bursts of turquoise and violet light from various coral-like chemical reactions and explosions in the deeper parts of the complex, as the subterranean machinery is just with these horrible gut-wrenching crunches just collapsing in on itself and just detonating. As the crowd continues to, there's a moment of everyone who made it out just kind of having stunned silence, and then they all begin to kind of disperse, people finding anyone they know, trying to immediately make a beeline out of just line of sight to get off the main streets.
We gotta get scarce. They're gonna be on us in minutes. I'm looking up. I'm looking for searchlights and submarines. Do we split up?
Yes.
What do y'all want to
do? First, I want to make the observation or inquiry. Is everyone okay? Who is this stranger, Bunk?
This Captain K. Pollux, he's a friend from another life, and we can talk about it more, but they will be looking for him specifically. We have to get off the street, Rasubi. Just trust me, all right?
We should split up then.
I think so.
I do not know either of you. You have my eternal gratitude.
I vouch for him, Captain.
I'll go with Rasubi. Maybe we go to our backup place? Or what do you think, Rasubi?
If it is compromised, we can meet at my hideout. Trout? It's not Trout. Bunk. Sorry, I saw the name.
Okay, cool,
Bunk,
Christian. We'll go to your house.
How many names do you have now?
I give a cutting look to the captain if that was in fiction, and then
No, it's not.
I just look at Rasubi Captain's got to get off the street and he can't breathe underwater. We got to get him to yours if that's all right.
According to the readouts on this breather, I have several hours. There should be plenty of time for me to relocate.
You're giving that breather back to me. It is mine, Captain.
Well, yes, but not right now.
We got to go get.
When it is safe, we will tell Calliope.
Oh,
And then it's at that instant, immediately, all of it, with the collapse of the prison complex, the signal dampener is completely offline, and in all of your earpieces. Bunk, you do not have yours, or do you take yours back from the captain?
Probably not until the captain indicates that someone's talking on it.
Yeah, the three of you, the captain, Berengaria, and Rasubi, all hear Calliope's voice coming through. And I remember, what did you specifically, Z? Did you just have guys?
Yeah, I was mostly. Can anyone hear me now? Right now?
Hi.
Oh,
Yes.
is everyone all right?
Yeah.
More or less.
And the captain at this point just kind of discreetly removes and hands your earpiece back to you, Bunk.
Calliope, Bahari?
Bahari's still not with me.
Damn.
What is your status?
Bad.
Are you hurt? Where are you at?
No, I'm not hurt. Not very. Let's see. I've just escaped the tower. I need to rendezvous somewhere, but you shouldn't. Did you hear the last broadcast?
We heard it.
Okay.
Good job,
As-
but you gotta get down
No.
and unseen now.
The second one.
Did we, Adam?
You did not. This is well after the fighting broke out.
Okay. I can't meet with you yet. They're chasing me specifically, and I identified myself over radio.
Damn it.
So so now the entire Valthuran force is verging on my location. I need to find a way to get their scent off me and off of you. Wherever you can find that's safe, do it, and then ping me. But
I have an
I'm coming to
idea.
get.
No, Bunk, you go with this gentleman and Rasubi.
What gentleman?
I'll fill you in. Calliope,
Okay.
I have an idea. I'll meet up with you at the Gusher stand.
Oh, okay.
All right. Bye.
Bye, and be safe.
Stay safe.
We all really gotta figure out how we say goodbye to each other on these.
There's gonna be some kind of sign off. You're like,
It's
like you-
weird every gosh dang
No, you
time.
hang up first.
Bunk,
Nope.
you like you
One of
mentioned
y'all is gonna say love you, and it's not gonna be me. It's gonna be real embarrassing when you do it.
Bunk, Captain Pollux is like giving you this kind of the first sort of mirthful look, the first kind of like light, like he's like raised eyebrows as he's like clearly judging the fact that you have not instilled a sense of military discipline into your unit. I'm like, okay.
Well, I take it we are not headed for the Gusher stand, then.
We are heading somewhere far more strange. No offense, Rasubi.
Just completely disregards. Like there's a pause
Yeah.
and then turns over to Berengaria. I will send the coordinates to Calliope.
Okay,
Stay safe.
I will. And
And
I gently put a hand on your mantis shoulder, pat pat. Swim
It's like
away.
open. It's like
Oh,
yeah, no, it's like, oh god.
I take like a piece of kelp, I kind of smooth
It's
it
kind
over.
of smooth it over. Yeah.
to tie it over just to hide on the stuff.
Little kelp tourniquet, yeah.
Yeah.
You did that like the pat pat and then swim right away.
Yes.
Do you all know in Pride and Prejudice when Mr. Darcy does like the
Oh.
finger flex thing? Bunk did that, and then
Yeah. Ooh, okay.
Interesting.
So Berengaria is
Shrimp interesting.
shrimp interesting. Oh god. So Berengaria, you're off to rendezvous with Calliope. Risubi, where are you headed?
I'm going straight. Not like a beeline, but like to my
Directly,
lair.
yeah.
To my
Okay.
lair.
And so basically you are going with Bunk and Captain Pollux then? Or is that where they're
Different
headed?
route.
Or different
Outside
route? Okay, so yeah, you split into two groups headed to the same direction, while Berengaria, you go to try and
Exactly.
intercept Calliope. Before you all go, can I get just a awareness, alertness check here? Just everybody give me intellect rolls. This is going to be difficulty, let's say 3, difficulty 3, to see if you can get a sense of what the situation is.
Okay.
Over and above the glare and the sort of like chemical flames rising here at the bottom of the ocean.
do I roll for Captain Pollux as well, Adam? I think that's the rules in
Let's just say
Cypher,
that
right?
I can actually roll for Pollux.
Okay.
That's fine. I know that it technically says that, but like this isn't like an essential roll or anything.
Whoa,
You failed.
Rasubi.
I am impaired indeed.
Ooh. Okay. So on an 18, damn. Risubi, and on a 10 from Berengaria. Okay, so I'm gonna say, what did we get from Bunk?
I'm rolling it now. Sorry, you said difficulty 3.
Difficulty 3.
Come on, Bunk. 14.
14. Okay, so that's going to be successes from 3 of you and a rousing success from Risubi. So,
Slow and steady, yo.
And a fail.
yeah. Captain yes, sorry, I have a very inquisitive cat. So Captain Pollux is going to be, I mean, obviously, like his eyes are still adjusting even to just like the sort of natural, sort of like the darkness of the night and having been, placed in this sort of like very sterile, very like fluorescently lit cell for, however long he was there. He's not really, getting his bearings that easily. Berengaria and Bunk, the two of you are able to, get a sense of like, it looks like all of the prisoners are at the very least like, these people are banding together in small groups or finding people they know, and they're kind of like spreading out in all directions, which means, frankly, with this many moving targets for Valthur to try and like either, like to recapture or to like, track down, any one person's chances of getting away are much higher. Like statistically, a lot of these people are going to be able to go to ground, including yourselves. Risubi.
Yes.
As you scan the skyline, as you scan above various levels of magnification, you can see there are several large sort of silhouettes of submersibles moving, passing directly overhead, that appear to be making a sweep towards the Maxilla district, the business district, where Calliope had made their stand. However, one particular carrier, a transport submarine, kind of peels off from formation, and you can see that this is a mechanized infantry carrier. And you recognize in this moment, like zooming in here, you can see the silhouettes, the glinting of the sort of the chemical firelight against the sheen of the armor. There are several hammerhead mechs that are about to be deployed for peacekeeping operations here. And as they begin sort of detaching and dropping with their sort of the jets kind of coordinating their descent, the slow descent, you have like seconds to get out of here before they start like scanning the area. Yeah. So now is the time for everyone to break.
No, absolutely. Just I'll look up. It's probably unsafe to remain on comms. Please be careful. We'll see you back at my place.
I'll see you when I see you, my friend.
And I will boom into the closest alleyway.
All right, and you all go your separate ways. Calliope, you have just broken free of the MNBS station. You have minutes before you have several full Valthuran military units converging on your location. You still have the 2 Stingray mechs in pursuit, or the Stingray drones. What is your next move as you've put, I'd say like 30 feet of distance between you and the revolving door?
Where's the nearest train?
Nice. Excellent question. This is fun. The MNBS station. I'm actually going to give you a sense of what you're looking at. The MNBS station is actually directly in front of it, past the main street, is one of the small local non-express C-tram stops. You can actually see in the relevant sort of like eye shot of this location that there's that big sort of like upright clamshell thing with like the big neon sign. That is the facade of the MNBS headquarters, and like direct, like a couple of blocks away tops, if you just head straight out that door, you'll make your way towards a C-tram station.
That's so cool. Okay. Yes, I am headed right to the C-tram station. And
okay.
I'm actually, these aren't enclosed, right? These trams are running exposed to the water around them.
The express trams are, as well as the inbound and outbound from the city to other reefs. But these local sort of like metro station ones are actually sometimes embedded in the ground and are like fully covered with like glass and casings. So this is one where you'd have to go basically through the equivalent of a subway station to like board a train.
Okay. I am going to do that. I'm going to go into the nearest station as quickly as possible and start scanning using my scan function to find the highest range mobile device on anyone.
We mean highest range mobile device.
A mobile device that has like the longest range of connectivity with anything.
Okay. So, like you're trying to like snag somebody's like iPhone
Wi-Fi.
effectively.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So this is around 1 a.m.
Okay.
So I will say to kind of speed headlong there to keep out of range of the Stingray drones, I'm going to have you make a speed task difficulty 3 to keep ahead of them far enough to basically not have to engage.
Cat task difficulty 3. Easy. Success.
Ooh,
An
and a nat 18.
Yo.
Fantastic. Okay, so you are able to just like bob and weave, moving again. Like you've kicked the sort of propeller fans that allow you to like move at speed here into high gear. You are like just kind of like careening and just doing like barrel rolls around and up and under and through different archways to kind of like keep your movement pattern erratic enough and keep breaking line of sight. You can't see them, but you are fairly confident that you've put greater and greater distance between you and the two drones, but you have no guarantee they're not continuing pursuit to try and box you in while the other units arrive. So you make your way to this basically completely deserted station. This is, as I mentioned in when we were dealing with Bahari's entrance into this area, this is a business district that even at the best of times, there's no real like organic local culture. There's not like everything here is just like corporate desk jobs and drudgery and like maybe a couple of like the bars that are only open to serve lunch to the people who are there on business trips, like that kind of thing. So there's not a lot of foot traffic. I would say you don't see a soul inside this this station. And as always, like the tram schedules are never reliable. So like you kind of like swim your way in. Quite dark, just a couple of dim sort of like lamp lights affixed to the walls. You can go down the sort of like ramps / staircase for scuttling creatures down towards like the boarding platforms where you would get on the sort of sea trams that would take you around to the various sort of circular routes. There is no train here, and there's no guarantee one's going to arrive in the next 6 seconds or however long you think you might have before you have to move. So what's your next approach?
How far is the next stop? How long of a swim?
If you wanted to basically
Down
jump
the tunnel.
into, you want to
Yeah.
swim through the. It would be from here. It would probably be. This is inbound, hitting destinations more toward the oasis. So if you have the whole city map like in your head.
Mm-hmm.
It's the better part of 1.5 miles. And it's pretty much a straight shot.
Okay, 1.5 miles. I could probably clear that in a decent amount of time.
Okay. So here's how we're gonna. You're gonna like swim back. There, like keeping pace. You're gonna like careen and like drift into this basically subway tunnel.
Yes.
And
Flying
try and
like a
swim.
fairy, like
Oh
through
yeah.
the water. Yeah.
Big Zora energy.
Mhm.
As he just like. Here's what I'm going to say happens. I need another speed task difficulty 3 to maintain enough distance so that when the Stingray drones track you down to this location, you're far enough ahead that you're outside of weapons range when they have a clear shot on you. Because you're basically committing to an enclosed linear path. They've got a bead on you. They will kind of eventually find their way to the same subway tunnel effectively. But the speed task will determine whether or not they'll be able to immediately fire on you. So let's kind of work that out.
I'm going to use effort here, taking my speed pulled all the way down to 1. So
Speed pool to 1. Okay. It's been a tough night.
yes,
We're all
19.
hurt. Oh,
19. Oh,
There
not
you
only
go,
a
Z.
success with an additional minor effect. Give me a flourish. What's a thing that puts you in an even further advantageous position as you do this?
There are capacitors are there. There's like internal software that regulates how quickly these propellers can spin, and that's for chassis maintenance, so that it doesn't break, it doesn't crack.
Yeah, so you don't like
anything.
overheat or blow out.
Don't
Yeah.
overheat, blow out, or anything. Calliope's going to override them and just straight down the tunnel.
You're just gonna like hit the nitrous. Okay.
Yeah, hits the
absolutely.
nitrous. And there's probably little chips of metal and stuff just flying off them as they go straight through.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It becomes increasingly difficult to control as you are going. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, how fast would you say you're actually like? What pace are you hitting at this point?
Probably a solid. What's fast for a human? Like
Usain hits
on
about
land.
30 miles an hour.
Usain hits probably about a 30 miles an hour, but
Yeah.
That's on
steady
land.
through water. Yeah,
Yeah.
steady through the water.
Yeah, through the water, 30 miles per hour as you are just rocketing down the sea tram tunnel.
Occasionally just leaps over one hurdle, like the split legs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that faster than the tram?
That's a good question. You don't know. It depends on whether they're
Okay.
hitting all stops or if it's on like the night shift, if it skips some of the non-essentials. So you are rocketing down here and it's getting increasingly difficult. It's like you're basically in one of the special stages from Sonic 2 at this point. Like you're in like an upside down half pipe, and it's very like any tiny adjustment to your like body's posture will send you like careening off and like scraping the wall for a second. You have to keep readjusting here as you're going well beyond your normal capabilities. Behind you, you get like a little ping proximity warning as you can feel that you are like actively being targeted as the two drones are entering in to the subway tunnel from the same station. But they're far enough away that like they start taking a couple of shots with these small single turret coralite lasers that are like firing completely wide. Your erratic movements in the distance are putting you basically at no risk at this point. And here's where I'm going to do a GM intrusion.
Oh, good.
I love these.
You keep this up for a solid minute.
Mhm.
Minute and a half. They're slowly gaining because they're able to move at about the same pace as you, but with much better control and hydrodynamics. You can see the next station ahead. You can see the platform where you can peel off and just kind of tumble away. And that's when you feel it. Like there's a static in the water around you, like it's getting charged. And the track beneath you, you can feel like electricity just surging through it. And then you feel the lights behind you. And chancing a single glance over your shoulder, sending yourself corkscrewing for a moment, you can see that fast approaching on an express schedule, moving easily twice your speed, is the night sea tram heading inbound from Maxilla District to the Oasis.
So I gotta say, as far as GM intrusions goes, that's pretty hardcore. I love it, but that yeah.
Adam casts up in train. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So I need you to give me a speed task. Difficulty 4 to give yourself just enough of a push. You will blow out your propellers here doing this, but you need to push a little bit harder to stay ahead of this thing long enough to peel off onto the platform and not get just shredded by this incoming tram.
Z, are you unable to use effort now? Because
I'm not able to use effort. Yeah, my speed's at 1.
This is where Berengaria appears.
Actually, yeah, you know what? I'm down with that. Let's do that. This is where Berengaria shows up on the scene, and you get 2 XP for the intrusion, one of which you can give to anyone else to rope them in. And oh, look, there's one other person here.
Oh my goodness. Yes, I do give that right to Berengaria.
Berengaria, you are this station thankfully is not a sort of like subterranean indoor one. It's basically like the track rises up a little bit and is kind of on ground level. So you are heading towards your rendezvous spot when you can hear the incoming tram. You can see the lights coming from like far behind you. And from Berengaria, I need an alertness sort of awareness check here. Intellect roll difficulty. Let's make it the same, difficulty 4, to see if you can pinpoint this in time to do something about it.
Okay. I will use effort here.
Okay.
17.
17
Yo.
succeeds.
Okay.
You are swimming along, making your way as cautiously as you can away from the site of the prison's destruction. And yeah, you stumble upon this scene, and you can see like this streak of like blue and white like metals and plastics as Calliope is just beaming through from behind. And you can see that, like, in hot pursuit, basically you have seconds to act before they are, like, intercepted by a train.
I begin to tuck everything in closely, and I will try to essentially propel myself forward and throw my arms around Calliope and knock us both out of the way.
Yes.
You're jumping in front of a train?
Yes.
Yeah.
Berengaria is fucking hardcore, okay?
This is
Like,
It is a wild, wild west.
This is the
sea.
coolest friend in the world.
okay.
And I then
Acting
instead.
I was gonna say, like, acting on instinct, all inhibitions gone. Berengaria, you just like throw caution to the wind, and you time it just so, and you throw yourself out there. Calliope, what were you gonna say?
Can I use intellect instead of speed then to just aim right for Berengaria without flattening them?
Since you no longer have to try and give yourself enough speed to not only stay ahead, but then also adjust your vector. If you just keep heading straight ahead and don't have to adjust for turn, yeah, this becomes a trigonometry problem and not an issue of raw torque. This becomes an intellect. Berengaria has turned this into an intellect task. However, it's a much more precise one. Berengaria's influence on this has changed this Calliope from a level 4 speed task to a level 5 intellect task.
Oh!
This
Okay.
was one of those math problems we heard about in high school. Train is moving at certain speed.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the
a robot
Calliope
is
moving
moving.
at another
Yeah, and the
speed.
android is moving at this speed. Yeah, the
But then
android's
there's
going
our
30 miles an
princess
hour.
coming in
Yeah.
at this angle.
Okay. So does Berengaria's...
Actually, you know what? Berengaria's aid basically is canceled out by the
Canceled
addition. So yeah, it's 4. It
It's
goes
4.
back down to 4. That's true.
Okay.
Thank you for
I'm
reminding
an
me.
asset.
Their aid is an asset. Yes, you're an asset to the team. Okay.
I'm going to use effort.
Use effort.
I'm going to do that.
You have edge and intellect, so it only costs you 2.
It only cost me 2. Okay, but that's okay.
Oh,
I'm going
Oh,
to
okay.
use... I'm going to use
XP?
XP.
that was a roll.
Okay, let's
roll
get a
of
reroll.
3 on the dice.
Roll up a 3 on the die.
Need to beat a 9.
Come on.
9 or higher will do it.
Here we go.
I'm going to do roll 1d20. Come on.
Let's go.
Nat 20!
Oh my!
Mhm.
You didn't even call that one. That was all Dan. That was all Dan. Hey Dan.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank you,
Thank
Danny.
you.
Danny,
Danny.
so
thank you.
much.
Danny, you're
Oh.
the best.
Thank you for this gift. Calliope.
Paint us a picture.
Someone did very well in trigonometry.
Yeah, tell us how effortless this looks. Like how does this proceed?
Calliope sees Berengaria tuck their arms and just sort of cannonball into the subway tunnel. So they immediately, like Iron Man stopping in the middle of the air, puts out their hands and blasts as much like hot bubbles in the other direction as quickly as possible, and slows down so that instead of their velocity canceling out Berengaria's, it's the other way around, and they follow the trajectory of Berengaria.
You
So they-
cut and you throw in the reverse jets. I love that.
Yeah, and
Just so
and
we-
he tumbles in and gets like basically spooned by Berengaria.
I just
Mid-roll.
want to really quickly say again, the train is on you and you decided to stop, which is the
Yes.
coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So here's what this looks like. Here's what this looks like. You see that Berengaria is throwing herself in front of a train for you. Very, very brave. But Berengaria clearly does not know exactly mathematically how to time this jump. So you have to do the work.
Mhm.
So you cut your jets and throw in the reverse just in time for Berengaria's body just careen into yours and knock you sideways. And immediately as this happens, because you have decided to risk everything on a sudden stop, Berengaria carries you just outside the range of the tram tracks. And then there's an immediate percussive, like two like loud crashes, and then the sound of like a fiery explosion. As behind you, the two Stingray drones are like each one in quick succession takes a hit from the incoming train. They're both knocked into like spinning on their axes, and they immediately lose velocity and are slammed into the oncoming train and slam into each other. One of them had a Stinger missile armed, which explodes on contact. And there are these shards of wild, like miniature Coralite missiles that go flying like fireworks as both of them are detonated as the train impacts them. And the train just keeps moving through as like this trail of like chemical smoke. And the two of you don't really get a good look at this as you were both tumbling through the water and slam into one of the buildings on the far side of the block.
Oh.
Are you all right?
I think Yeah, my broken arm is totally fine.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you just jumped in front of a train for me.
Oh. I guess I did. Huh. Hi.
Hi. Calliope holds up like a shredded arm. You just
Oh.
Oh, God.
Hey, we match.
we do match. Thank you. And don't do that again. But thank you. This is not the Gusher stand.
No, it's not.
You have pretty good intuition, though.
Um,
Oh,
the commotion was hard to miss.
yeah. We're not out of danger yet, but
Mm-hmm.
do you want to just sit here for a second?
Yeah, I think that'll be good.
Clive reaches into their their cartoon pocket.
Yeah, like a little compartment that kind of like detaches from like your hip. And yeah.
Few
And
fingers bent the wrong way.
Mhm. And pulls out the kelp snacks that you made.
Oh.
You
It's like,
kept them.
now you've saved us twice.
Can I have one?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
I could use a snack.
And the two of you sit by the side of it's like a somewhat dilapidated old abandoned train station here. No one else around. The sort of acrid scent of just detonated coralite from the smoke dispersing in the water. Ahead, you can just hear like the screeching of the brakes on the train as they like about half a mile ahead finally come to a stop, an emergency stop, having just, experienced a collision and explosion.
Mhm.
For just a moment, the two of you are able to just sit and have a quick bite and not maybe don't process it yet.
Well, that sounds like we should probably get going.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea of where we can go so you can lay low. You might This might be a little hard to believe, but you're not the first person that I've had to squirrel away.
Squirrel away. Yes. Let's do it. I'll follow you if I can. Are you hurt or anything before? Can I?
No, I'm all right. Here, maybe this will help for now. And very carefully, Berengaria takes off this wispy kind of cerulean cloak, and she'll drape it around your shoulders and pull up a little hood, wrap the scarf around.
Oh.
I can definitely still tell that you're Calliope, but I don't know. Maybe it'll help. Anyway, come with me. I'll introduce you to my friend.
Okay.
And Calliope, you the propellers in your shins and like all of your propulsion systems just kind of rattling and things like off hinges. You're trailing a little bit of smoke into the water yourself, but you're able to keep moving at least at the equivalent of a walking pace.
Mm-hmm.
And the two of you are able to disappear into the sprawl of the city towards downtown.
I'm gonna take Calliope to Scritch's house.
Love that.
Yeah.
Adore that, in fact. We are going to move on for just a moment to a small access vent built into the earth and stone of the Oasis Tower. Risubi, what shape are you in when you arrive back at sort of one of the many entrances that you can make use of to kind of maneuver your way to your particular little corner of the inner workings of this this colossal structure?
I'm in pretty rough shape. I think it's been too stressful to take a moment and allow myself to recover a bit. But here at what is just right like on the threshold of my final destination, I think I will take a moment, breathe, recover, just really quickly roll some recovery. But it's pretty bad. Like the movement systems are in critical condition. Like there's a flashing screen on the inside that is telling me that something is dangerously low on a specific fluid. So so yeah,
it's going to take a fair bit of maintenance and repair to get this mech back in like fighting fit condition for sure.
I did roll max points on my recovery roll. So
that rules.
Yeah. So it's just a few moments of rerouting power into this location and limiting the amount of fluid that goes into the propulsion system. And I think this is salvageable. This is much better. The blinking light has shut off as I do my recovery roll here. Love that. But yeah, it's breathing a little bit easier. I'll look around, see if anyone's nearby before not inputting, but moving the panel that I use to access this area.
Yeah, definitely. Go ahead and just give me just an intellect check here for your general awareness. It's only difficulty 2 at this point. You're pretty well, like you've picked your entrances carefully, but it's always good to be cautious.
And then I'm just going to apply my eye for detail here. Just bring it down
to a 1. Yeah.
Failure. GM intrusion.
That's a nat 1.
Nat 1.
A nat 1.
This is amazing.
Intrusion.
I'm not changing it.
How many?
Yeah.
Did we roll?
I rolled 2 of those this time around. This is good.
I mean, the
narrative
this. Crunch it's given us is so good. Like
I promise you, I'm very happy about this.
Yeah.
This is genuine.
I'm gonna hold on to this for a moment. The intrusion will come, but it is not right away.
Understood. Got it.
It's scary,
Okay.
actually.
I look around, don't see anything.
You see
and
nothing.
then I will move the panel and slip inside.
Okay. How do you make ready the space before Bunk and their new companion here, Captain Pollux, arrive?
Readying the space, I didn't ready the space for Bunk, so I don't think it would make sense to ready the space for Bunk's guest.
I guess the question was more like, do you want to like hide the fact that you're a mech to this person, or do you want to?
Yeah, I think what I'll do is before Bunk arrives, I think I'll hop into the little workshop and just very, very quickly do some rudimentary repairs, just so
Mostly
that
cosmetic,
mostly cosmetic, so that I can feign just being tired.
I got you.
Person.
Okay. And you'll have just enough time to do that before Bunk. I do need an intellect task difficulty again, just to see if you even remember how to maneuver your way through. You'd been holed up here for several days prior to this, so it's a road you've walked before, but it's well hidden. So just to see if it's not habit for you yet. So let's see if you can guide Pollux properly.
All right, and I'm going to make this a little harder on myself as well, because I saw how damaged Rasubi was, and I am making a pit stop to collect as much scrap and power sources as I can, kind of taking a roundabout way with Pollux to help. So increasing the difficulty by 1 to do that, if you don't mind. But
you want to give yourself a
I want to make it harder.
A hindrance on the roll,
just nice
to allow yourself to arrive with supplies. I like that. It is now difficulty 3.
Mm-hmm. All right, come on, Bunk.
1, let's go.
That's a 13.
Nice.
13 succeeds.
Mm-hmm.
So you are able to make a quick pit stop at a dead drop location that you've made use of before. You've had to, back when you were planning on working alone, back before all of this came together, in the aftermath of the parade incident, you had stashed some supply drops in various locations, and you managed to just pick up some basic mechanical sort of supplies, as well as another I'm gonna say another basically like a clip of correlate ammunition for your sniper rifle.
Oh, thank God. Okay. That's great. I didn't know I had one. Yeah, and then if the 13, succeeded, so we'll make our way next. And kind of with the amount of injured I am, just kind of stumble my way inside, trying to be quiet, but goodness sakes.
Okay. You and Captain Pollux have very little difficulty navigating through the various tunnels here. You end up going the same sort of like meandering labyrinthine way you went the first time that Risubi took you. It's the path you've memorized the best. It takes you from, aquatic through to, at a certain point, you're walking through sort of like dry corridors. You end up, for Pollux, he's a taller guy, significantly taller than you. So there are several points that are kind of a bit of a tight fit for me. It's kind of like, just kind of lean down to try and like avoid, hitting his head against several like low-hanging beams and stuff. But you managed to find, with plenty of time for Risubi to have patched up the mech, the location. And as you reconvene, Pollux is impressed, but taciturn at first.
Risubi?
Nothing right at the moment, as Risubi hears this and goes finishes the last second repair, goes into the mech.
Yeah, I'm on intercom now. Are you back? You safe? We're here.
I will be right outside. And you just hear as the door slides open, and Risubi, the Risubi mech just kind of shimmies out.
Yeah, just like scraping a little bit, like one of the legs isn't quite lifting quite right, and just like scraping along the floor.
Welcome.
I brought what I could, but I see you're
feeling better?
I will be okay. It is appreciated what you have brought. Please leave that on the table.
Adam, I'm looking at Captain Pollux to see if he has clocked that I brought a bunch of mechanical equipment to fix what is posing as a biological body.
Sure, yeah, intellect roll difficulty 3.
Okay,
You got
Uh,
this.
Love this.
that's a 10.
10.
Good.
You can see that he definitely knows that there are things he's not being told.
Mhm.
However, you have no reason to believe that he has somehow figured out there's a squirrel in there.
I mean, it's not my first guess if I don't know.
Yeah. However, he does kind of speak up at this point.
Your name is Risubi, yes?
That is correct. And you are?
My name is Captain K. Pollux. Former captain. I was
An ally. As I look over at Bunk.
Captain K. Pollux was the first spear dancer for the Latticowden Kingdom of Sonaspar, and an emissary to the Salamandrin. And my name is High Prince Cyprian Salamandrin, the last of my people.
There's like a beat where the eyes train first on you, Pollux, and then back to you, Bunk. I do not believe this changes anything.
It most certainly does not, my friend. Cyprian Salamandrin is dead.
in part because of my failure.
Because I chose that the revolution was more important than my name. Little Marianus is not dead, however, and I will make that right for my father before the end of this.
That monster still draws breath. Is, I think, my greatest shame, although what is shame to me? I who failed every home I've ever claimed.
I believe we may understand each other in that regard, Captain.
I heartily hope that I may be worthy one day of that title again. K is fine. Pollux, if you're formal. Your cause, if you are allied with Prince Cyprian, is undoubtedly just, and as consequence for the risks you've taken, as recompense for everything you've given them. My spear arm is yours, for as long as I can wield them.
Then it sounds like we're probably going to have to find you a spear or two, Captain.
For now, please, rest. You look terrible.
I have breathed the same recycled air for 5 years. Though this place be also stale and sterile, it's the closest thing to a spring breeze.
Not to worry about it, Captain. We'll be going topside soon enough. I'm going to have to pay Latticowden and his progeny a visit.
Rasubi will remember that.
In the meantime, I do hope that you might have good stuffs here that are of higher quality than I was receiving in prison.
Bunk, if you will show the captain around. Sorry. Error. K. Around. I have matters to attend to.
Of
As I
course.
sweep the stuff that you brought
Mhm.
into my like my little feeler arms.
Yeah, I'll just gesture to Kay. It's just through here, Captain. And just one hand to Rasubi, like, if you need help, my friend, anything I can do, thank you for giving him shelter.
You are welcome. Thank you for the spare parts.
Can we do the predator thing? Can we just?
Oh, but with like the little grabby hand.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whoosh, yeah.
Then I'll go help Captain Pollux find some macadamia nuts.
Yeah, he's overjoyed at the just sheer variety of nuts that you have on offer. Thank you so much. But I will say also,
Pollux is a human, right?
oh
Yes,
yeah, he's a human. He's a human
Valthuran.
man.
Yeah.
He's Valthuran. He is
Got it. Okay. You might
I will
he might
say-
enjoy the sun lamp then.
Oh my gosh, yeah. No, that would be nice. He hasn't had anything close to like warm light on him for, again, 5 years. I will say, Bunk, with your ledger domain feature, you were able to completely
Yes.
like hide the
Absolutely.
fact that these were mechanical parts. Like the entire
Sweet.
time, he has no idea that that's what you've been supplying. You can assume that he knows that they are, or to the best of his knowledge, he thinks that they're medical supplies.
I found him in a car, but yeah.
Yeah.
He's...
You stash them in like a hollowed out old
Yeah.
vehicle, like under a seat.
Exactly.
You you raid an ambulance, but not for the medical parts.
No. Right, yeah. And as we kind of pan out from this as well, everyone seeing to sort of like, licking their wounds, trying to find shelter, Berengaria and Calliope making their way toward I assume the Predator Sanctuary under the Academy of Schoolmasters. We're going to just zoom out a little bit outside the oasis,
Oh.
out through the same meandering labyrinth that you all took to enter Risubi's little hideout here, out through that same removable panel on the filtration system to the exterior. And we're going to zoom out a little bit further to the silhouette of a figure rimmed by neon light from a nearby convenience store as they lower a pair of binoculars. And Detective Inspector Damien Belisar smiles under his visor and starts taking some notes. And that's where we're gonna end this week of Brine Blight.
Oh, that's such a good intrusion.
Oh, man.
Oh,
Crap!
Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. I had a great time.
Me too.
We're going to, yeah. Great job with the using a train as a weapon, Calliope. That was great.
thank you. That was very stressful, but very high octane with a perfect ending to that section. Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah, I can
Everybody
breathe.
breathe.
All right. As we close this up for tonight, I would like us to go around and reintroduce ourselves. Tell me about who you are, where we can find you, what you're up to, and what your favorite part of today's episode was. And we'll start with Christian.
Hi everyone, my name is Kappa, but Christian is good and encouraged too. You can catch me on Twitter at the Kappa Chris for a bunch of just my musings and stuff. But I always try my best to post my next project on there. So if you liked what you saw today and you want to follow up on whatever else I'm up to, that's probably the best place to get that news and stuff. But otherwise, it's just me being silly on the internet like the rest of us. One of the projects that I want to plug right now is the Tales of Sina Una is the second book follow-up to the Islands of Sina Una, was RPG the compendium that brings elements and mythologies of pre-colonial Philippines to your favorite tabletop RPG. And I'm a writer, so look out for that. That I want to say, I don't want to give like an exact timeline, but sometime later this year, hopefully. We'll see.
You can check out the link and hit the
there's a link.
pre-order button.
There it is.
Wow.
I didn't even know that. Stella's so talented and thoughtful.
I know how to use Google. Yay.
Look at that. Anyway, that's me. Anything else?
What was your favorite part?
Oh, yes. I think my favorite part was having Bahari back, having Jay back, and seeing what the heck's going on with that. Because as much as I hate jellyfish, was that whole thing compelling? Oh, yes. But yeah, that's me.
Thank you. We'll hop on over to Z.
Hi, I'm Z or Zach. You can find me on Twitter at ZachDevs. I've been playing Calliope, the sharp-eyed adept who fuses mind and machine. And this was a session where a lot of stuff happened a lot. And what was my favorite part? I also loved having Jay back, but to have another answer, the Berengaria cannonball saving maneuver on Calliope, where we both had a roll, that was top notch and really shows off that Cypher is pretty wicked as a system. Yeah, big fan of that. Yeah,
I got you. I'll barrel roll in front of a train for you any day.
Thank you so much. This is just like Bruno Mars said.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I'm so Luna. Today I played Berengaria, a kind speaker who controls beasts. My favorite part, definitely Jay coming back. We unfortunately, some tech issues had unfolded, so Jay had to dip out for the rest of the session, but she will be back next time, and we'll be seeing what happens with the jellyfish in the alleyway, and then the Frogger mini game that we had to
Oh my god.
that was so fun.
Mini game.
Yeah.
I also, my other favorite part of today's session was absolutely the way that we handled all of those intrusions and how we spent XP to like get involved. I really like those small nuggets of RP, even if it's just a sentence or two of talking about like the different background scenes that happened between the characters. Like, I think it just kind of leaves breadcrumbs for us to like expand on in the future. I really love that kind of stuff. That's my gender. Okay. So yeah, I just want to shout out to Jay. You can find Jay at @JJustice on all social media. She has a website, she has a Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Please head on over there. You can check out all of her links there. She is a cosplayer, a developer, and editor, and she's an absolutely wonderful content creator. Please check her out. And then I'm gonna hand it over to TricksyWizard. Here you go, Trout. Here's
Okay. Thank you for your hand. Hi, my name is Trout. My partner Adam and I make TricksyWizard. Today I played Bunk, the brash sniper who is on the run from the law. You can find us at TricksyWizard on the socials, TricksyWizard.com. We have a Kickstarter going with Mage Hand Press for a card game we made with them called Witchy Cakes. It just got funded today, so that's why we seem relaxed. And there's still 15 days left in the campaign, so listen. Comparatively speaking. And yeah, we are already kind of taking our way up to a first stretch goal. So if you haven't pledged or taken a peek at it, please do. And I'm cheating and taking two favorite parts. I think when Rasubi rallied the prisoners to all cast Punch together.
Oh yeah.
It was just such this triumphant moment of like the Just Keep Swimming from Finding Nemo, where everyone just came together to break out of this prison.
Yeah.
And I think when Calliope, though blinded, used cameras to still get out of the studio, that was one of the coolest things I've ever seen, and really highlighted how creative you are, Z, and also how Cypher is so story forward. So I adored that. Yeah. Adam, you talk.
Hi, yeah, it's me, Adam. I'm the other half of TricksyWizard. Trout already told you all about Witchy Cakes, but I'm going to say it one more time. We got funded today on Kickstarter, and that's wild. And yeah, amazing stretch goals down the line. And I mean, it's speaking just from direct experience. Hey, it's a fun game. It's good. You know what? I like it, and you should play it.
I've played it. It's really fun.
So bad.
Thank you.
So go give that Kickstarter a look, please, if you would. My favorite part. What was that little moment between Bunk and Berengaria there with passing off the rebreather? What's going on? There's the fact that something as simple as, hey, here, breathe now, could be turned into like a really fun sort of like potentially pointed roleplay moment that could like bear fruit later. Really cool. Also, if I'm gonna just take like a cheap second one here, I'm just gonna say the fact that Bunk got to grind rail like Sonic the Hedgehog down a falling I-beam was like pretty sick.
And then Calliope also did Sonic the Hedgehog. It was gotta go fast the session.
That's true. You did like hold X to boost, which was pretty great.
Bahari too had to go really fast to dodge a car.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's true. There's a lot of high octane is the adjective, I suppose. And yeah, so and I think despite everyone going for rerolls, which was honestly necessary and really cool, I think y'all are like stockpiling some XP now. So maybe we might want to start. Maybe when we resume next week, people might have some character advancements.
I'm ready.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We're going to call it here for a night. Please join us back next Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. If you want to check out our VODs, they are available on our YouTube. Please stay safe. Fish pun, quickly, somebody. Fish pun.
Okay. Fish puns. Nope, I got nothing.
It's almost Wednesday, so happy almost humpback day.
Oh my God, no.
Oh, yes!
Oh, okay,
Yes!
okay.
Yes, thank you. Okay, good night, everyone. Bye!
Good night.
Bye.
Oh, so bad.